doctor had to like put all the way, like forearm deep into my vagina. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be filming for you a pregnancy update, talking a little bit about weight gain, a look at my bump, and just how I've been doing this time around now that I'm in my second trimester. I'm really excited because I have a lot of things to share, and I'm kind of shocked I didn't have any new symptoms when it came to my previous pregnancies. But yeah, let's just get right into the video. So to start off, I will be turning 19 weeks pregnant tomorrow, and I definitely feel a little bit better. I know that I ended the last video, the last pregnancy update, I was just getting into my second trimester and I was really exhausted, and I definitely still feel that way. And the reason why I wanted to film an update right now, I was going to wait till the end of the trimester, but the reason I wanted to film an update now is because I just had my anatomy scan, and it's exciting because it was like a really big scan and I got to find out a little bit more about the baby. So I am just going to recap so far what has been going on since week 14 to now. And I've had extremely dry nose and occasional like nosebleeds, and I know that's common in pregnancy. I've also had a lot more round ligament pain this time around. My previous pregnancies, I didn't have like any pain, any type of soreness at all, but I've definitely had a lot more focus of that round ligament pain, and accompanying that, I've been having to go to the restroom a lot more. I feel like I have to pee 24/7. I've also been feeling a lot of movement very low in my pelvis instead of like higher up in my belly. I feel it like extremely low. It almost feels like she's gonna fall out at any second of the day. It's really odd. I kind of feel the way that I felt when I was 38 weeks pregnant with both babies, where you just have a lot of pressure, and if you walk for a long time you kind of think the baby's gonna fall out. I don't know why, but I've been feeling that like now pretty early, and it's been giving me anxiety, kind of like I'm really anxious. I feel like something is bad is gonna happen or something. That's just kind of how I feel this pregnancy. I feel like I just have a lot of pressure, and I'm not trying to be like negative, obviously. I'm a really positive person, but I don't know, I feel off sometimes. I just feel like I'm further along. So this is how I've been feeling since week 14, up until I went to my anatomy scan. I kept thinking like, why do I feel so big? Why do I feel so much pressure? This is the healthiest I've been out of all my pregnancies, the most active. I eat perfectly healthy. Like, why do I feel so big? And another thing is I haven't been tracking my weight at all. Like, I never track my weight. I don't even have a scale at home. I don't care about that because I just embrace my body in every stage imaginable. That's usually how I am. So I just was like wondering, why do I keep feeling like I'm getting bigger type of thing? So I was just talking all the time about how I feel like this baby is big. I feel like I'm going to go into labor early. That's my prediction. So fast forward to my anatomy scan. As soon as they started measuring the baby, like the circumference of the head and everything like that, and they ruled out any type of abnormality, the sonogram technician was like, you have a big baby. And she's like, I know this is off of an average like estimated growth chart when it comes to like measuring your baby and like predicting a certain weight. I'm fully aware of that. This is baby number 3. I'm fully aware that it's like just an average of measurements taken to fully diagnose your baby with some sort of weight gain or a measurement. But what is pretty accurate is they measure the like circumference of the head and the diameter, and they refer that and compare it to other babies of the same gestational period. So with that being said, my baby is large no matter what. It doesn't matter if they projected a weight or a measurement, the baby's bigger than most babies at this time frame. She's like, your baby's head circumference is measuring 3 weeks ahead. I'm like, are you joking? She's like, but what's really interesting is sometimes babies' heads measure ahead and their body doesn't, so that's kind of what throws off the measurements. But she was like, your baby's like tibia and all like the limbs are measuring 3 weeks ahead as well. So she was like, it doesn't matter how you want to like slice and dice it, your baby's big no matter what. So my doctor was like not concerned at all. They're only concerned if the baby's measuring too small. But they did say that they might change my due date the next time I go in, which is the end of May, to 3 weeks earlier than my already like estimated due date if the baby's still measuring 3 weeks big. So that kind of answered my question and made me feel a little bit better. I started out this pregnancy weighing 118. I know with my daughter, I weighed 112. I was so skinny. Like, that's when I really started like my weight loss, like fitness journey. And I was 112. Like, I didn't have anything to me. And then I gained a lot of muscle mass and I weighed like 118 kind of, that's like my set weight. So this time I started at 118. And then my appointment where I found out, like the gender for sure, I think it was my last appointment before my second trimester, I weighed 125 and I was like, holy shit, that's a lot. Like, that's not a lot, but like 7 pounds, that's like, I barely gained 5 in the first trimester. And I'm like, I knew it because my belly was huge. So I was like, okay, well, I want my goal to be like 129, 130. Not like, I'm not trying to like slow myself from gaining weight, but I was like, what is going on? Why am I gaining so much weight? I remember I was at the gym one day and I was just curious. I'm like, all right, my appointment's coming up soon. I want to see how much I weigh. I stepped on the scale and it was like 132. I'm like, oh my God, how did I gain another 7 pounds? I can't believe it. My appointment's like 2 weeks out. So I just was like, am I doing something wrong? I don't have fat anywhere else in my body. I'm like all belly. I'm just trying to figure it out. So I went to the doctor's appointment, my anatomy scan, and I stepped on the scale and it weighed 133 even. So I gained 8 pounds. And I'm like, okay, from my first trimester to now, I gained 8 more pounds. I'm like, wow. I just can't believe that. Like, I can't believe I've gained 15 pounds already, because with my daughter I gained 21 pounds and my son I gained 20. And it's not about the measurement, it's not about the number. I get that. I don't care to like say under 20 or under 25. I'm just like, what is going on? My body feels huge, so I'm just trying to figure it out. So when I got that like validation that the baby's just bigger and they're measuring 3 weeks ahead, and I'm like actually measured, even my belly, when they do like the tape measurement from like the bottom of your breast to all the way down to your pelvis, I'm measuring 21 weeks. So I mean, like, I guess I should just say that I'm 21 weeks pregnant because that's kind of how I feel. But yeah, that's just like, that's a little bit of a body update. That's kind of all I wanted to talk about. I've had some symptoms, like the only symptoms I've had were being extremely tired, you know, a little bit more pressure, and like weight gain. I'm kind of shocked. I mean, whatever, as long as I stay healthy, I guess it's not a big deal. I'm just concerned that I'll probably get stretch marks now if I keep growing at this rate. And that's okay. Like, I'm not like, oh, dang, I got stretch marks. But I'm also not like, yeah, bring on the stretch marks. You know what I mean? I'm kind of at this like weird period where I don't really want to gain more stretch marks. I mean, my body's already stretched out so much at such a young age, so I'm just trying to like preserve my skin as long as possible. But jumping to like my birth plan and stepping away from the pregnancy update, this is what I'm most anxious for by far out of all the pregnancies. Now that she's measuring so big, I'm extremely nervous for birth. For those who don't know, I had high-risk pregnancies with my other two. I had placenta previa and bled throughout my pregnancy, and I was put on like a high watch, I guess you want to say, type of like feel when it came to my appointments. I had appointments pretty regularly instead of waiting like 4 weeks, and they wanted to induce me with Layla, and then they wanted to induce me with Star, but I ended up going into labor on my own with Star. And during both labors, Layla, I labored for 3 hours, Star was an hour and a half, but I had complications after delivering with like bleeding or like the placenta not detaching. I just have a bad case of like placenta issues. This time around, I don't have placenta previa. I'm really excited I don't have it, but I'm still nervous about the placenta not detaching from my body, because with Star, what happened was it didn't detach. So my doctor had to like put all the way, like forearm deep into my vagina. And I mean, like, I'm not someone that's like TMI, because nothing is TMI. This is like the human body. Are you kidding me? Like, nothing's TMI. On my channel, I'll talk about anything. But yeah, my doctor's arm was like this far inside of me, and I was just like traumatized. and I'm like extremely modest, so like the fact that like that was even going on was so traumatizing to me. And she was like scraping my placenta out, and it was more painful than my natural birth that I experienced. So she warned me, like, if she didn't get every bit of the placenta out, she would have to go into surgery immediately to avoid any type of clotting or any type of hemorrhaging. So that scared me, and I'm prone to that happening again every time I get pregnant. So I'm terrified for that happening. I'm also terrified the baby will be too big and I'll need a C-section. So right now my birth plan is just to stay focused on having a natural, unmedicated labor and delivery. That's what I want again. I'm hoping and like I'm just hoping for another one of those. I got really lucky with Layla and Star that I was able to give birth vaginally and without medication and just do it the natural way. And I really, really, really want to do it that time again. This time I'm just super excited. I'm a little nervous because of having health issues and just like the dynamic that I'm going through. Like I'm definitely at a higher stress level in my life right now. So just being like stressed out and trying to adapt to everything that's going on in my life and then trying to foresee something that can't be foreseen, it's hard. So with labor, especially with pregnancy, you can't focus on the then. You need to focus on the now, because it can mess with you and it actually creates a little bit more issues when it comes to pregnancy and labor. So to prep for my birth plan, I am trying to stay calm, trying to stretch every day, do my Kegels, working out, lifting, doing different types of plyometrics to strengthen my pelvic floor, so that when I do go into labor, I have like, I know this is TMI, but I want to have like an athletic pelvis. Like that's the major thing when it comes to like labor being fast and you being able to be strong enough to push the baby out kind of faster than having it prolonged to an hour or two. I need to be doing a lot of pelvic floor exercises just to maintain that strength. And then also it just maintains your core without you doing actual ab exercises. It's just super important. I take pregnancy very seriously, almost like I'm training for a marathon. I absolutely love being pregnant. I love it so much. It's like I'm living my best life. But this time around, I think I'm just more scared. Like I feel like the more times you get pregnant and you have a successful labor and delivery, the more times you're like, well, am I rolling the dice this time around? There's no way I can give birth naturally 3 times and nothing go wrong. So I'm just afraid. I don't know, I'm just hoping everything works out. But yeah, that's my birth plan. I'll go more into like detail about what I do to prep for a natural birth. I will make a whole video separately from this, and it'll be focused on prepping for an unmedicated birth. But I just want to touch a little bit on my birth plan and what I'm planning again this time around. And that's unmedicated, natural, full out. I am excited. I hope that I can go full term. I just have this feeling I'm going to go early. I just hope it's not too early. Yeah, I just want to film a really quick pregnancy update for today's video, because I know some of you guys were asking after I had my anatomy scan and just seeing what's going on. So I'm going to do a bump shot and show you how big my belly really is. This is my belly from the side, with my pants still on, from the front. And then I'll roll these down so you guys can get a better picture. This is from the front, and this is from the side again. So I don't look that big right now because it's only lunchtime, but yeah, that's what my belly looks like. I have a hernia from my previous pregnancy. I'm usually an innie, but my belly button's gone to like a full outie now that I'm bigger. But my belly gets so big at the end of the day. That's all I pretty much have to say for my little pregnancy update. I'm going to do a full second trimester update when I'm done with this trimester. I just want to do something quick to update you on my anatomy scan, my weight gain, and give you a little bit of an idea of my birth plan and what I have in mind at the very end of this pregnancy. But I'm excited. I'm just trying to stay positive. I mean, that's all I can do. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.